All right. Hi, everybody. So thank you to everybody who was able to make it to the trial Zoom session tonight. I thought it was really fruitful and I was really thankful to see all of you guys and have some semblance of normalcy. If you weren't able to make that, no big deal. But based off of our conversation there, I did decide to make some changes to our course schedule. One of the things that was kind of expressed in a unified way is that you guys are feeling a little bit of anxiety or stress over trying to source enough people for the invitational speech to serve as an audience so you can have an actual discussion. And also just kind of wanting to be together as much as we possibly can be right now. So, based off of that, I have decided that we're going to be doing our invitational speeches live via Zoom. We're going to have to do that over the course of 3 separate days. And I know that when I was talking to you guys tonight, we talked about signing up for days. I don't know that there's something about that that just doesn't feel fair. It's not like we can do it randomly like in class. So I think I'm just going to do a random order. And so I'll have 6 people basically in a Zoom room for each day. And then I think I'm going to offer extra credit if you'd like to come in on other people's Zoom like speech days to essentially be a larger audience without requiring everybody to be there. So that's going to be my game plan. Um, Aside from that, in order to do that, I had to kind of cut into one of our check-in days. So if you, in my previous email, if you are clicking the link to sign up for a check-in day, you'll now see that there's only one day available, which would be Monday the 30th. And I do have a class after ours. So basically I have 10-minute time slots from 11:30 until 2:10 to 2:20. If any of those times don't work for you because of an actual conflict, not you're just not a morning person and you don't want to get up at 11:30 to talk to me. If you have a genuine conflict and the remaining times are not going to work for you, please reach out to me via email. I can certainly do something after my class, after our class. So I could do something after 4 o'clock. But I'd prefer to do them earlier in the day if we could. It'll be really rare that I ask you to meet outside of class time, but that is one of those. So to recap, we will be doing our invitational speeches live via Zoom. Depending on how they go, if they go well, then we'll go ahead and do our persuasive speeches that way as well. I've changed our schedule to reflect that. If they're hot mess express, then we will not do that for the persuasive speech. But I think the students that were on Zoom can kind of speak to the fact that it felt really nice to kind of be with each other. One of the other things that was there are a couple of things that were asked in that session that I just like to talk through. The next thing is, will we be having like normal class lecture sessions? And the answer is no. I mean, I have one virtual lecture scheduled for Monday the 13th over persuasive speeches. But aside from that, I mean, in terms of our invitational stuff, we're just kind of moving forward and diving right into those. I'll be lecturing over persuasive speeches, excuse me. And then really what I'm doing more than anything is just scheduling these check-ins with you to offer one-on-one time. Another thing that I explained in the trial session today is I'm not going to have specific office hours during this time because I'm kind of just at my house. So I'm just going to encourage you guys, if you're feeling like you need to really check in with me to chat or you have questions you need to ask, to schedule a meeting with me. I'm really flexible in terms of dates and times, so we can find something that works well for both of us and we can talk through whatever you need. I told everybody tonight I'm going to actually be putting my cell phone number on eLearn. Hopefully that is not abused. But I think a good course of action would be to shoot me a text if you need one of those, and in the immediate, and basically just give me your name, what school you are from, because I do teach at 2 different institutions, so I want to make sure I know who I'm talking to, and just a very concise summary of your problem, or whatever it is you're wanting to talk through, and then I can decide, can I shoot you a quick text back with the answer? Can it be answered in an email, or should we actually schedule a time to talk it through? So you can see that. I'll make sure that I have that posted loud and clear on eLearn. The other question that I wanted to talk through, which is kind of a womp, but a question we need to talk about, is what happens if one of us gets sick. They're saying that a large portion of our population is going to contract the coronavirus and be sick with, COVID-19. Now, the better part of us will weather that completely fine, right? It'll feel like a cold or like the flu. You might be down for the count for a little while, but you'll be fine. And if that's the case, of course, I'll extend deadlines, keep me posted. Just make sure you're staying in contact with me, and I'll, help you through in whatever way I can. Now, if, and this is God forbid, but if you are genuinely sick, you are a part of the population that has a pre-existing condition, or, as we're learning more, you're just somebody that gets it really badly. And unfortunately you have to seek further treatment, or you're in a hospital, or, I don't even want to think about these scenarios, but if they were to happen, I am fully prepared to be able to offer everybody, whoever, that is in that situation, an incomplete. And essentially what that means is that you don't fail, it's just not finished. You don't get a grade. And you and I work together to kind of decide what the parameters for you completing the semester are. So it could look something like, I'm going to give you an incomplete now. You have to complete the work over the summer before before fall semester starts. So we have the luxury of deciding how we want to structure an incomplete grade and the completion of the course. So if that's something that's creeping into the back of your mind as stress is increasing, as anxiety is increasing, know that I will always work with you, right? These are insane circumstances, and I am prepared to make sure that we all will get through this, successfully. So I hope that answers some questions. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight because I'm so tired. But if you have any follow-up questions, please email me. Use that updated course schedule. I just recently uploaded the newest, prettiest, hopefully the final course schedule for this class. In terms of what's coming up, going into this next week, make sure if you have not yet done the visual aids quiz that you do it. Make sure you are working on your rough draft outline or your preparation outline for the invitational speech. That's due Friday the 27th at 5 p.m. And you need to make sure that you're scheduling your check-in date for the following week, for week 12, by Friday. Okay? I'm here if you need me, guys. Have a good night.